coaches.
Hello.
Tuna. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good. 2-0. We swept them at home. Weed City. They fought a little bit harder yesterday. Today we shut them down pretty good. We go into Weed City tomorrow, 3-game series on the road. But before we get into any of that, what were your thoughts on tonight's game, guys?
Excellent game. You know what? We battled throughout. We had that momentum from last night. Like I said at last night's interview, we're going to carry it on, and we did. I think we controlled the whole game the whole time, and didn't help. Didn't hurt that Fisher threw his bottom off on the mound either.
Yeah. No, I mean, no hitter tonight. We'll get more into that, but congratulations. You are obviously our player of the game. Let me go into our hitters tonight, Coach. Do you feel like we made the timely hits tonight? We talk about it a bunch. Did you feel like we took care of the momentum? Maybe speak to me on those 2 points for me real quick about this game.
Yeah, I thought we hit the ball pretty well. We had pretty good approaches tonight. We had some better quality at bats. We had, Nick Strong battled throughout some ABs and got on, I think, almost every time tonight. So that was great for him. And we took advantage of some costly errors by their part, which we haven't done in the past. So not leaving many on tonight also helped. And, our ABs were a lot better tonight, which, 11 hits isn't huge, but it's great. I mean, 5 runs off 11 hits, and they also had some costly errors. But
I mean, definitely formidable. I mean, 11 hits is nothing to look over. Yeah. I think the only real kind of issue we ran into tonight was a little bit of base running mishaps. Other than that, a very clean game on our part. Let me talk to you a little bit about the base running mishaps. Maybe you can speak to me on if it was miscommunication or what was going on there.
That guy had a real good move.
Yeah.
I would say almost illegally good, but it was he had a good move, and we got caught a couple times just sleeping.
Sure.
It's that whole complacency thing. We get out there, we kind of fall asleep and not know what we're doing. We had a line drive, back pick, double play, which can't happen. And then a back pick on a bunt in a big situation. We needed that guy to be out there, and we'll erase those and come back and do better on the bases. But we're still going to go at it.
Great. And I did want a little bit of clarification because it seemed like Coach Nolan was pretty hot about one of those pickoff moves. Could you maybe speak to me on why he was so frustrated with the call, and maybe what from down there what you guys saw on that?
We're just on a possible block move. We had mentioned it to the umpire previous couple innings, and he did it again, and it wasn't seen. And then I think the third one that we were hot about was an obvious move, which is too bad because we had mentioned, we communicated nicely that he was doing a possible illegal move, and they didn't see it, so we got a little hot because we had you go to the umpire, you talk to him nicely if you see something, and that's what we did, and it wasn't, they didn't see it the last time, but it is what it is. We battled through it and got the win. That's the important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Coach May, we'll talk to Fisher in just a second about what his thoughts were on his performance, but maybe, I usually talk to you about the pitchers. What did you feel like was so special about tonight's performance out of Fish?
I think the most special thing I probably got out of that, he competed.
Oh, yeah.
Even later in the game when he started to get a little tired, he competed. It's like each pitch he wanted to focus just a little bit more. In any game where I don't have to do a mound visit, it's a plus. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed like he had the control, and in tough situations, definitely came out on top. Fisher, I'm going to pass it over to you. You came up and did an interview with us last week. I talked a little bit about you last night with Nick. You definitely had some great performances at home. What's going on out there that makes you feel so unstoppable?
My defense. Like I said last week, it's having those guys behind you. They know how to make plays. They know how to pick you up. It's a lot easier to pitch whenever you have a defense. And I want to shout out Tommy for having a heck of a game behind the plate.
Definitely.
It's a lot easier when your catcher understands you. And then our bats tonight, that picked us up, scoring early in the game. Gave me a lot of confidence to just go out there and fill it up.
Maybe speak to me. I don't know if it was the 8th or the 7th inning, but we started getting Shelton warm. You obviously had the no-hitter intact. What was going through your mind about trying to really kind of compete towards the very end to try and complete such a difficult task?
same thing from the first pitch. Just throw it in there, let the defense work, let them make weak contact. If they get a hard hit ball, good for them. But I mean, it's all about just focusing and pounding the zone.
Yeah, I will say early on, it really seemed like you went at that approach to let your defense work. You had three strikeouts through 3 innings, I believe, but then finished the night with 11 Ks. Definitely some nasty stuff. I asked this to Nick last night. Maybe give me a little bit of your perspective on how were you keeping those guys off balance, because you were making them look silly all night.
Well, I mean, tonight my fastball really wasn't there. So I told Tommy in the dugout, I said, hey, let's mix it up a lot with me only having 2 pitches. Slider was there. And I mean, Tommy knows how to mix up a game. I told him, hey, you call it, I'll shake it off if I'm not feeling comfortable. That's exactly what we did, and I think that's what kept him guessing every pitch.
Yeah, I mean, again, a crazy good performance, 11 Ks. Definitely the last 2 nights, our pitchers have come out and done really well. Props to you on that. TCAP, what do you got?
I'll start with the coaches. Back to what Thomas was saying about those errors by the runners. On those line drives in which those runners are doubled up, especially in the case I think Strong was doubled up back at first base, what can you say to those hitters, or what should that move be? Pretty much what I'm asking is, what was the mistake that Strong made out there in being doubled up on that line drive?
You know what? I don't know if you read the line of the ball coming off the bat. It was a soft line, and it was a third base, so that's an automatic get back. Not sure what he was looking. We didn't have a steal or anything on. I know he wanted to be aggressive on the bases because he had made a few mistakes tonight, and he wanted to kind of redeem himself. So I think he was overly aggressive right there, and just looking at 3 off the bat, and unfortunately he read it wrong when it went to the guy, and he was on his back for a front foot trying to get back. So you know what? These guys are all baseball players. You make mistakes playing the game, and hopefully he learns from that. Usually on a line drive, we're freeze or back every time, so we got to make sure that's through next time.
To Thomas's point, you were warming up Shelton towards the end. If Fisher had given up a hit in the 8th or 9th inning, was that going to be it with 1 hit, or would you have left Fish in the game?
Honestly, I can't answer that completely because it definitely would have been off of field. He was getting tired, but I had Shelton down there, not necessarily as a backup plan, but just in case anything happened. But I had confidence in Fisher he was going to finish it. We kept talking about it, but he kept telling me he's going to finish this game. So
I'll move into my last question to you guys, and it's more so a negative question. On this season, we've struggled on the road. We have now 9 consecutive road games, 7 in Mining City, 2 in Spearfish, and 3 in Wheat City. Taking this 2-game winning streak at our home ballpark, what can you take into that to go on the road and get some more wins on those road games?
You know what? We know what it's like to win, and it feels good. And this is a feeling we're not going to let go of very easily. So we're going to go into these next 3 games and battle our butts off, knowing we got 3 days off for the All-Star break. And we're going to go in there and go to work. You know what? We've got these guys in the corner right now, and we're going to take it to them.
All right, Fisher, I'll move on to you. I don't know if you can do this. It might have been passed through the grapevine. Tonight you pitched the first no-hitter in Pierre Trapper's history.
Nice.
So how does it feel to write your name in such a high spot in the record books for this team?
It's awesome. I think I've only had 1 other no-hitter, but that was all the way back in summer ball and maybe late middle school, early high school. But going up against college kids and coming from school, being a reliever, throwing 1 to 2 innings, it was exciting to go the full way, doing it for the team, and again, making history. It was awesome.
My next question was about you being a reliever at SEMO. It's obviously a big difference coming in as a starter than as a reliever. What have you learned from this summer as becoming a starter for this team?
I've learned having 2 pitches is tough. It's a lot easier being a reliever and having 2 pitches, but tonight I worked on mixing it up, and as long as you mix it up correctly, the team's still going to be guessing. I've also learned, just keep focused throughout the whole game. There's no need to ever get down about anything. Go the extent, have fun. You got a team behind you. Try to win ball games.
Last night we were talking to Nick McCullum, and he said that he saw some silly swings from their batters. Was that a similar story for you tonight?
There were a couple. There were a couple where the slider started on the outside part of the plate and dropped probably outside of the left-hand batter's box, and I saw guys swinging. But I mean, they were either right under it or making weak contact. So I think there were only a couple.
Was there something specific that you saw from the pitchers that affected your strategy going later in the game?
Not really. No, I mean, it just, again, like I told Thomas, just the same as first pitch. Just get ahead, focus up. Try not to worry about anything else except you and the catcher.
Leading off the 8th inning, you hit a batter to lead off the inning. Was that a hindrance of confidence in any way, or did you just know it's the next man up trying to continue to get outs? I
wasn't worried whatsoever. Like Coach was saying, I got tired towards the end. Fastball slipped away. I was confident in my stuff.
4 innings of the 9, there were 3 up, 3 down innings where you only faced 3 batters. How important is it to go the full length of the game to have innings in which you face the minimum?
It keeps pitches down. It allows you to go further, and it's a confidence booster for the guys in the dugout.
All right, that's all I have. Thomas?
One final question, maybe for you, Coach May, as we usually talk about pitchers with you. Grade 2 pitching performances back-to-back. Going again, we've talked about it going on the road. Tyler said we got 7 in a row, but we faced Weed City, same team that we saw last 2 games. 3 of them at their home stadium. How important is it going to be for us to keep that pitching performances up and keep that mentality of first strike?
Well, it'll be a little different being on the road as we're hit first, but same thing applies. Get strike 1, get ahead, stay ahead, and just focus up as the pitch count gets more, and I think the job will be done for itself.
Sweet. Any last final words until we get back here at Hyde Stadium?
First, I want to say congratulations to Fisher. It was a great performance. It was great to sit back and watch. And I was actually telling another guy downstairs. I actually didn't say a word to Fisher the entire game, and I said that's something kind of different for me. But I could tell he was in control. But thank you to all the fans that came out. It was a special show. We're gonna keep going forward and keep getting better.